To be a successful CEO, every corporate CEO must adopt few good qualities from a medical professional. Whenever a patient comes to doctor, what does the doctor do? Doctor performs the SOAP strategy. That means subjective assessment, objective assessment, different kind of alternatives, and ultimately based on the problem assessment, he gives the plan for the resolution of that particular issue. First and foremost, when the patient comes to doctor, he narrates his complaints. That means subjective assessment of the patient. After the narration of the complaints of the patient, doctor on his own does the objective assessment. That means if required, he check his pulse, blood pressure, auscultate the chest, if required, palpation of abdomen and all that stuff. That means he elicits the different kind of procedures by which through objective assessment, he comes to some kind of differential diagnosis. And here comes the third stage, the stage of differential diagnosis. Based on the subjective and objective assessment of the patient, what are the different possibilities? What is the real problem? That is tried to be found out by the doctor. And at the end, when the diagnosis has been done, on the basis of that particular diagnosis, he goes for the treatment plan or he goes for the management plan. Every CEO must follow this SOAP strategy. Subjective assessment of the problem, objective assessment of the problem, different kind of alternatives so as to find out the exact cause of the problem. And once the problem has been found, that has been diagnosed, going for the plan, going for the action plan. First and foremost thing is subjective assessment. The CEO must have an active ear. He must listen to the employees. He must listen to the customers' complaints. That is the subjective assessment. Second important part is objective assessment. It is not only the complaints which should decide the direction of action from CEO, but the hard fact data. Based on the data, based on the market figures, market dynamics, he should do his own objective assessment of the issue. Based on the subjective and objective assessment, now he should come to the conclusion exactly what the problem is, basic pathology behind that particular issue. And once that issue has been found, here comes the role of a CEO for effective action, effective plan of action. The doctor and the role of CEO as far as resolving the issue is concerned goes on the same path. As far as subjective assessment is concerned, the CEO must listen to the employees. Let me give you the example of Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft in year 2014. What has happened? Satya Nadella has applied the same SOAP strategy so as to resolve the issue related with the performance of Microsoft. First is the subjective assessment. In 2014, he listened to the employees. At that time, the employees felt that Microsoft has become very rigid. It is working in silos. It is becoming risk averse. As far as customers' feedback is concerned, the customers complained that Microsoft was led to the cloud services and also they are too much focused on Windows-based products. As far as investors are concerned, investors felt that Microsoft is losing relevance as compared to their competitors like Google, Apple and Amazon. That is the subjective assessment. Satya Nadella has listened to the kind of grievances or the inputs from investors, customers as well as employees. Second part is objective assessment. Now, objective assessment is based on the data, based on hard data and metrics. In year 2014, Microsoft's share stock, it had been flat for a decade. Market share in mobile was negligible and Windows Phone was falling. Cloud revenue was very less as compared to its competitor AWS, Amazon Web Services. Employee engagement service, they have shown that there is a declining morale of the employees. Here comes the objective assessment. After getting the inputs, subjective assessment, after Comparing it with the data, that is the objective assessment, the third important phase is assessment. Exactly what is the root pathology? Coming to the diagnosis, and based on that diagnosis, prioritization of activities. So Satya Nadella had come to the conclusion that the root cause is Microsoft is clinging to its legacy Windows-centric model. And the secondary issue was the culture of internal competition in Microsoft, that is stack ranking, and because of this, it stifled the collaboration effort. Ultimately, Satya Nadella diagnosed that Microsoft needed a cultural reset as well as strategic pivot to the cloud services as well as artificial intelligence. And based on this particular thing, he had moved ahead for his plan, that is action and execution. So as far as action and execution is concerned, first and foremost thing is related with the cultural reset of the mind, cultural renewal. He has introduced a growth mindset philosophy in his organization, which has encouraged the collaboration as well as newer learning aspects for his employees. The second aspect was related with strategic pivot. He has declared cloud first, mobile first vision, by which he has prioritized their product Azure as well as Microsoft Office 365 product. He has also opened the ecosystem by which their organization has shifted from closed Windows dominance to embracing Linux, open source and cross-platform tools. Operational discipline was introduced in his organization by which there was a streamlining of divisions, and it also cut the failing projects, like for example Nokia phones. He has reduced the efforts, he has reduced the resources on Nokia phones, and he has invested heavily in cloud infrastructure considering the futuristic growth of these products. He has also introduced the innovation. Innovation acts as an oxygen for any organization. He has pushed AI integration across all the products of Microsoft, from Office to Bing, and invested in acquisitions like LinkedIn and GitHub. Ultimately, because of these decisions, because of this plan of action, there was a transformation of Microsoft. Microsoft's market capital has grew from $300 billion in year 2014 to massive $3 trillion by year 2025. And by this, it made Microsoft the world's most valuable company. Simultaneously, Azure, it became the second topmost global cloud provider. And not only it has become the second topmost provider, it also competed with number one, that is Amazon Web Services. Automatically, the employee morale as well as the innovation culture in the organization it surged, with Microsoft regaining its reputation as a technological leader in their field. Nadella's SOAP, that is the subjective assessment, objective assessment, plan and action. This particular strategy, SOAP strategy, has worked, and because of that, miracles has happened. And with the help of Microsoft's example, every CEO of a corporate organization can learn that SOAP strategy has got connection with medical field. And if I say there are overlapping areas in medical field, in military sector and in corporate sector. So we must take good practices from medical field as well as military sectors.